let's talk about two names that I don't think are sexy names anymore.
No.
It's Nick Chubb and Josh Jacobs going back to back. Nick Chubb in PPR formats will never be like a primary trade target for anybody.
No.
He just won't.
No.
And Josh Jacobs, I think similar deal, maybe for different reasons, not because of the pass catching, but because nobody wants to trust him, maybe. So who of these would you trust more, I guess, in Dynasty?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs. He's a little bit younger than Nick Chubb. Isn't he still 20 years old? I think Jacobs still is,
Yeah,
even
I
though he's
think
been in the league
just
for like
turning
4
20
years.
this week. Yeah.
No, I mean, he came into the league very young.
Mhm.
He's coming up at the end of his first contract, where Chubb is already on his second contract. So, I mean, I would rather take the years. Plus, Jacobs has the pass catching ability, which we've seen with Las Vegas. Whether he's with the team or not after this year remains to be seen. Probably not, since they just franchise tagged him. So I'm assuming they're just going to really work him over this year and then let him walk in free agency, which is fine. He'll get picked up somewhere else on probably a mid-range contract, and be the 1A of a committee moving forward. But yeah, give me Jacobs all day long, mainly for that pass catching upside.
Yeah, I like that. Nick Chubb, the best he's ever finished was actually this past season. He was the RB6 in full PPR. It is interesting that Kareem Hunt is no longer there. We didn't get anything in the draft that said that they're going to do a semblance of committee in Cleveland. So maybe this year he just gets so much volume that he's a top 3 back. But you have to rely entirely on volume and not necessarily pass catching.
Yeah, we're expecting him to be a Derrick Henry, and I don't know that he's a Derrick Henry. And with Deshaun Watson there now for an entire season, he's got some scoot to him. So will he take some of that rushing away from Nick Chubb at times? And he's obviously a better passer, where they haven't had great passers in Cleveland. So they had to rely on Nick Chubb to really carry the ball.
Fair, Jacoby Brissett looked a hell of a lot better than Deshaun Watson did last year.
True. I'm gonna count that just to being rusty for almost being off of football for 2 years.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
No, but to your point, I do think that there's a real threat of that. I think Josh Jacobs, because next year I could see them finishing dead even this next year. But who has more of a chance at longevity? I do think it's Josh Jacobs. So give me him, say, for an extra year or two. Otherwise, I do think it's very even.